Okay, so today I want to talk about some UFC fighters and their runs as champion that I think are just slightly overrated. Alright, just kind of overrated and overhyped by the fans. Whether they're long reigning champion or just a few defenses, it doesn't matter. This will just be based on how dominantly they were as champ, and obviously the resume, the names that we're facing, and yeah, just explaining if I think they're overhyped or not, because I feel like there's a lot of them, a lot of title runs get looked at as, oh my god, this guy's the new clear GOAT of the division because of this. Or he's catching up to the GOAT ahead of him. He's right there. When in reality, they're nowhere close. The run wasn't that good. The names they're facing wasn't that good. And they weren't dominating like champs before them did. Starting first with the current UFC flyweight champion in Pantoja, alright? And I don't want to be that guy to hate on Pantoja. In my opinion, he's pretty underrated still, which is crazy. I do think he probably could go up to pound for pound a spot, maybe even two. He's pretty underrated. He is entertaining. He's a good guy. I don't want to hate on Pantoja, but bro, the fact that after he beat Kai Sakura and called out Demetrius and Demetrius turned it down, people were like, "Oh my god, man, Demetrius is scared. Oh, he's salty. Pantoja's catching up to him. He's the new flyweight GOAT, man." Bro. Let me just go through his run real quick, okay? He's on his third defense. Impressive, Gets the belt against Brandon Moreno, okay? That is still his best win. That is his best win as fucking champion, okay? He beat Brandon Moreno in a razor-close fight that probably could have went either way. Doesn't matter. Brandon Moreno is one of the best flyweights of all time. Was champion multiple times. Great win, okay? Then he beats Brandon Royval. Again, a good win. Honestly, it's not that good of a win. He's not a champion. Probably will never be a champion. I mean, maybe he will be if he gets his grappling a little better, but Brandon Royval got grapple fucked. He couldn't finish him, was very dominant, but in my opinion, if you could completely dominate someone with the grappling, like dominating and controlling them for 5 rounds straight is not that impressive, okay? If you can dominate them and control them like it's nothing, you honestly should be able to get the sub or ground and pound TKO, but he did not do that. Still a very good win, alright? And then it falls off a fucking cliff, alright? This dude beat fucking Steve Erceg. I like Steve Erceg, but who the fuck is that? Dude, Steve Erceg has done nothing in the sport so far. He's on a 2-fight losing streak after only getting 3 wins in the UFC, knocking out Matt Schnell. These are not impressive names. I love Steve Erceg again, but bro, he's not all that. It's not a good win. And when people are saying you lost the fight, in my opinion, Steve Erceg could have got that decision and it would not have been controversial. Very close fight, very close damage-wise. Obviously, Pantoja got more control time, but if you actually look at the damage and tally it up, you could score it for Steve Erceg. Go rewatch it, bro. I know you won't because it was boring as fuck, but... And then this dude beats a B-leaguer in Kai Sakura, who's never won in the UFC. Alright, getting a title shot off of his debut. So, let me just go through that again. Champion, great win, and then a contender, and then a fucking nobody, barely even a contender, and then a B-League guy, champion in the B-Leagues, but probably will never do anything great in the UFC. Dude, the fact that people are saying this dude is even close to Demetrius, get the fuck out of here, alright? And people like to say, Demetrius, man, you can't even name his defenses, it's a challenge, alright? John Dodson, Tim Elliott, Joseph Benavidez, Henry Cejudo. Do I need to keep going, bro? Do I need to keep going? Demetrius' record is not that fucking bad. People spit on it so much more. It's better than Anderson Silva's. That dude was the definition of fighting plumbers and nobodies. Alright, Demetrius' record is not bad, and in my mind, this dude is nowhere close to him. His run is so overrated. Alright, don't even put them in the same don't even put them in the same world. Alright, he's nowhere close. This is literally like Alex Pereira being close to Jones. That's what you sound like. You're saying that Alex Pereira is close to Jones because he's being really active and fighting a bunch and defending a bunch. Dude, that is literally the same thing here. Pantoja's nowhere close to Demetrius. His run is not that good. And he's not being dominant either. He's having close decisions with most of these guys. Yes, he got a finish against the B-leaguer. Congrats to the kid, man. Give him a fucking round of applause. I don't give a fuck, alright? This dude is not him, but his run is overrated. And yeah, that's it. Okay, he'll never be the flyweight GOAT. Demetrius will never be surpassed. And I'm not even talking about because he has 10 defenses. Defense amount does not matter. Okay, it's about the levels of competition, and the levels of competition when Demetrius was as champion were just way better. So yeah, overrated championship run. Okay, next we have Israel Adesanya. All right, his run is overrated, man. I'm sorry. It's true. Okay, he's not the middleweight GOAT. I'm gonna be real. I used to say that you could probably give it to Izzy. You could probably say he's the best middleweight of all time, but no. When you actually go look at Anderson Silva's record, it is bad. They are nobodies. There's a few good names, but other than that, most of the title defenses are really fucking bad. But when you look at Izzy's record, it's not that much better. Half of his record as champion is dog shit. And Alex Pereira doesn't count because okay, I guess he does, but he's still not the middleweight GOAT. Because here's the difference. Anderson Silva he may be fighting nobodies and mid-level competition as champion because the division just didn't have much to offer at the time. But at least he's finishing them and styling on them and making it look easy. Meanwhile, you have Izzy, who is fucking point fighting close decisions with jobbers, all right? Like Marvin Vettori and Paulo Costa. Come on, man. Okay, I know he finished Paulo Costa, but still. All right, let's go over his run real quick. Robert Whittaker gets the belt, KOs him. Great win. That's probably his best win as champion. Maybe, I guess, Alex Pereira, but, that was not his original run, so I don't know. Yeah, it still counts, obviously, but then he fights Yoel Romero, loses the fight. They give it to him because he's Izzy, okay? They give it to him because he's Izzy, and they favor the champion for some reason. Obviously, that fight was a fucking joke, a low output, boring, terrible, plotty mess of a fight. But if you actually tally it up, Yoel Romero did outdamage him. It's just true. He won 3 rounds. So, Yoel Romero, that's one robbery, okay? He lost that fight. Yoel Romero won, should have been champion, okay? So now he's 1-1 as champ, okay? Then he goes and KOs Paulo Costa, has the best performance of his career probably, because obviously he KO'd Robert Whittaker, and I just said that was his best win, but that's resume-wise, his best name, obviously his best name win. But if you actually look at the Paulo Costa performance, he was aggressive, he was fucking perfect in that fight. Robert was still making it competitive until he got KO'd. Paulo Costa couldn't do shit to him. He was scared shitless of the feints. That could be on Paulo's side being bad, but no. Izzy, very good performance there. Very good KO. Humped him, made it even better. And then he loses all his aura as champion, going up to 205 to try to become a double champ. Loses all his fucking aura for an undeserved chance at double champ. And loses completely dominated by Jan Blachowicz. Alright? That was not his best. That was not his highlight of his career. Okay? That's not the highlight of his career, that's for sure. And then you look at his next fight, Robert Whittaker. I don't want to be that guy who just uses my judging skills as my argument. But he lost that fight too, bro. Rewatch it. He lost 3 rounds to 2, man. I don't know exactly which ones. I haven't rewatched it in a few months, but dude, I've rewatched it. I've tallied it up. He lost 3 rounds. Robert Whittaker should have got the belt back. Izzy, that's fucking 2 losses as champ now. He's making it so competitive, and he's losing. He's losing the fight. Obviously, he got his hand raised, and the judges gave it to him. But bro, he lost that fight, and then he goes up, but then he goes and fights Marvin Vettori, all right, for the second time because they fought when he wasn't champion. And yeah, has a really close fight. Again, not that close, but he obviously damages Marvin easily. But still, he's getting his back taken. Marvin's threatening submission attempts on him. He's not making it dominant. He's not finishing him. I don't blame him, though, for not finishing Marvin. Marvin's an iron chin orc of a guy. He's hard to finish. And then he goes and fights Jared Cannonier on International Fight Week. Ruins the whole event. Terrible performance. scared shitless of Cannonier's power, kicks at range, calf kicks at range, throws 2 jabs around, barely edges it out. Like, just a terrible performance as champ. Like, this is back-to-back-to-back performances, making it close, not dominating, mid-level of competition. Jared Cannonier is great, but, I mean, he'll never be champion. Like, he's not even top 5. Like, he's not that guy, all right? It's just not that high level of competition, and he's making it so competitive. Like, I wouldn't say the Cannonier fight was that competitive because Cannonier was literally frozen the whole fucking fight, terrified of Izzy for some reason. Like, I genuinely believe if Jared Cannonier just marched forward and threw big hooks, he could have knocked out Izzy. Like, he just was scared of the champion's aura. He let it get to him, sadly. And then he loses the belt to Alex Pereira, ending his title reign. And obviously he gets that one back, but, you know, I'm talking about his run as champ because that second time he got the belt wasn't really a run. So I guess that really doesn't count, kind of. You know, yeah, he obviously avenged the loss, but, yeah, ended his title run by getting KO'd. Not KO'd, just TKO'd. Early stoppage. I do think it was an early stoppage, but he probably would have got finished anyway. Pretty badly if it didn't get stopped then. So, yeah, that's his run. I think it's overrated. Yeah, just low level of competition. Mid-level of competition. Middleweight fucking sucked on his era. In his era of just... Yeah, it was just not good. Okay? So, overrated. I'm not saying Izzy's overrated. Well, he is, but... His run was very overrated. People, like, no one says he's the GOAT of the sport, but people say he's, like, some people have him in their top 5 of all time. Top, like, 7, 8, 10 of all time. Dude, he's maybe top 15 of all time, okay? He just doesn't have that many all-time wins. He just doesn't. Alex Pereira, Robert Whittaker, once, because the second one doesn't count. And other than that, yeah. I mean, Paulo Costa... and Jared Cannonier, like, these are decent contenders, but, like, where are they? Where are they? They're nowhere, you know? They're losing, like, left and right. They're not getting far. They're not getting back to the belt. They're not, like, they're losing to real contenders of the next generation. So, yeah, overrated run. Okay, next we have Leon Rocky Edwards, all right? And I don't even think this one's that overrated just because it doesn't get that hyped up by the fans, but some people... Before this dude lost to Bilal, they were literally saying he's closing down on Usman and GSP. Like, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. This was a thing. If you didn't see it, it was a thing, bro. I swear. These people were making it seem like Leon Edwards is a top 3 middleweight of all, or welterweight of all time. Bro, what the fuck? No, he didn't even pass Woodley. He didn't. Okay? Are the 2 Usman wins massive? Yes, I think the second win over Usman, insane. He beat Usman by decision after getting dominated, like, for the whole fight beforehand. So, obviously, very good win. The second one, it's not that good of a win. It is, but you lose all 4 rounds and then you KO him in the 5th. You know, it's just, it's not that impressive, you know. Like, it is, obviously. But it's a fluke, bro. You fucking fluked it, all right? Leon Fluke Edwards, all right? I don't give a fuck, all right? But, yeah. Then you have him beat Colby Covington by decision, losing rounds to the worst Colby we've ever seen, an injured Colby. Just, after he said that about his dad, just has no grit or heart to try to get the finish. No hurry. No fucking, like... Dude, he just wasn't... Dude, his run is just so overrated. The Usman wins are great, but people act like he was genuinely close to closing down on Usman as the second best of all time. No, okay? No. Not even close. This dude is going to lose to Sean Brady. Got dominated by Bilal, all right? No shame, man. Bilal is going to be the real welterweight GOAT coming up soon, okay? He's going to dominate JDM. So, yeah, I don't even think this one's that overrated because people don't rate it that highly. But when he was champion, before he lost all his aura and everyone turned on him, people were glazing this dude, man. I remembered it. I remember, bro. We don't forget, all right? People forget, but I don't forget, okay? He fucking was so overhyped as champion. Decision after decision. Yeah, and he didn't even defend that many times. He was very inactive. So, in my opinion, slightly overrated run. Okay, lastly, we have Khabib Nurmagomedov. All right, Khabib Nurmagomedov. You know, like, dude, people say this guy's the GOAT of the sport, bro. They say he's top 5 all time, man. Fucking idiots, bro. I'm sick of this. Okay, Khabib, very dominant fighter, undefeated, says a lot, holds a lot of value, great fighter. All right, he's a great fighter, but bro, he got the belt off Ally Quinta. Ally fucking Aquinta. Okay, and he couldn't finish him, by the way. Couldn't finish him. Then his next win is, like, I don't want to say Conor McGregor's not a good win, but this was a Conor McGregor who was in the infant stages of alcoholism. Okay, he was slightly becoming an alcoholic, if not already was. So, and Conor McGregor did the best out of anyone, which is insane. Like, obviously, this was the beginning of the downfall for Conor, because this just broke him mentally, this loss. It really did. And yeah, finished him. But again, another reason I have this run is so overrated. Bro, he didn't fight a single fucking wrestler. He didn't fight a single wrestler. He didn't fight anyone who could actually defend the takedowns, you know? And Conor did for the whole first round. You know, he won the first round. Hey, he did. Only got to take a round off Khabib. Hey, you heard it. You heard it here. It's true. But then he fights Dustin Poirier. Very impressive win. I'm not going to shit on this win. It's very impressive. This was probably close to prime Poirier. Like, this probably was the best Poirier we've seen. You know, he did very good. Caught Khabib a few times. Had him in a decent gilly. You know, it was close. And he jumped it, man. It was pretty close, but obviously Khabib he's not going to tap. He has so much heart, so much grit, just different mentality. I truly believe that's what carried him through his career. Just obviously his wrestling and his submission skills are insane, but his mindset and his grit and his toughness and his just will to beat another man is it's just uncomparable to anyone else. It's so good, so different. And he's a great fighter, but his run's overrated still. Okay, Dustin Poirier finishes him by submission. Again, not a wrestler, but a good win. And then beats Justin Gaethje. Literally Bart Simpson, okay? I love the highlight man, but he's so overrated. Come on, you know he's overrated, man. You know it. Like, he has decent takedown defense, and he can offensively wrestle somewhat, but he can't do it like that often, clearly, because he never does it. Or he can't get himself to do it. So, if he can't get himself to do it, he can't do it. So, never mind. I take that back. He cannot offensively wrestle. And, yeah, Justin's a good win. Again, another good contender win. But he is making these wins look dominant. But, again, he's just not fighting wrestlers. He's not fighting anyone who's actually well-rounded. Justin is not that well-rounded. He doesn't have a good grappling game. His jiu-jitsu game is fucking green. It's terrible. Like, I think Charles showed that. So, yeah, it's just crazy how people see this run and think, yeah, he's the GOAT of the sport. Yeah, he's the GOAT. You know, he was the lightweight GOAT just based on his dominance and his 3 good wins as defense. His 3 defenses are good. The names are good. Dustin, good name. Conor, slightly out of prime Conor, but good name. Not the same Conor who, you know, knocked out Eddie Alvarez and Jose Aldo, but still a good win. And then Justin Gaethje, probably his worst win as champion, which he retired on. And no shame. I don't blame him, you know. Retired on top, undefeated. His mother didn't want him to fight anymore, so, yeah. Based. But, yeah, that's the video. I just thought these 4 runs were pretty overrated when you look at it, and they get overhyped by the fans slightly. If you disagree, go ahead and tell me in the comments, alright? I'll see you guys in the next one.